Hello.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to do a 1 month postpartum update since she is 1 month old. So sad. And an update on my body and how the recovery has been going. First off, like I said, I cannot believe that she is 1 month old. Where has the time gone? It was just Thanksgiving and now it's about to be Christmas. I don't understand how everything goes by so fast. But I have everything I want to talk about on my phone. So let me find that list. If you're anything like me, you'd have 1,000 notes. So I'm gonna start off with her and all the updates. Her last doctor appointment was 2 weeks ago, so she went to her first week appointment, second week appointment, and then they don't do another one until they're 2 months old at my doctor for some reason. I thought that they go again in a month, but I guess not. So she was 7 pounds 3 ounces at birth and then dropped down to 7 pounds in the hospital, and then at her first week appointment she was 7'2", and then at her 2 week appointment she was 7'12", so she went up obviously a bunch. Not really sure what she's now, like I said, because I didn't go to a 1 month appointment, but if I had to guess, I would say 8.5, almost 9 probably. She's always trying to eat me. She just always wants milk. With her sleeping, in the beginning she was sleeping so much as newborns do, and now she is awake for like 4 hours at a time. She's been awake now for almost 3 hours. At nighttime she sleeps so good. I am so happy because with my first, so I did co-sleeping with my first, which basically they're in the bed with you. You do safe sleep 7 if you're like me. There's like a whole rule thing you can look up, whatever. But basically, I had a bassinet with her. Tried to do the bassinet thing for like 2.5 weeks. She would not sleep in her bassinet. I would lay her down. She would wake up. I was so like, what am I going to do? Because my boyfriend didn't live with me at the time, so he couldn't help me. It was just me. And I was so sleep deprived. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. So my first slept in the bed with me until she was like, I think she was almost 1.5, because I slept trained her when she was like 16 months old, I think. So she was in the bed with me for a while. Still comes in here and sleeps in my bed, even though she has her own room, own bed, everything. My second, she sleeps so much better. Like, she falls asleep, you put her down, she's fine, she's sleeping. So thank God for that, because I could not do like a baby all up all hours of the night again. She wakes up about 2 times, I would say, and one time she did like a 5-hour stretch, which they say is basically them sleeping through the night according to my doctor, even though I'm like, that's not the whole night. Know basically when her wake windows are at this point, because we wake up and then about an hour after we wake up she wants to nap again, naps for like an hour, and then she's up for a few hours and naps again. But my least favorite thing probably with her wake windows is that she's awake from like 9 or 10 until 12 or 1 a.m. and then I'm like, girl, what is happening? You need to go to bed. And so I'm getting in the habit of going to bed so late with her at like 12 or 1, and then waking up with her, and then when she's napping, I'm napping, and my boyfriend's watching our toddler. So like I was talking about her weight, she is breastfed. I literally have no idea how much she's eating at a time, but she is eating multiple times a day. Milk is also really, I don't remember what it's called. I think it's called like the letdown. I don't know the exact terms, but basically when she's eating you could feel the milk like coming out, and mine's really forceful, so when that does happen she eats a lot at a time. Also pump, because like I said, I have just like, it's so forceful and I have a lot of milk. I have a freezer stash which I haven't even used yet, because I go back and forth with if I want my boyfriend to feed her or not, because with a bottle, like I don't really know how that works either, because with my first I didn't pump at all, so I don't know if that's gonna make her gassy or whatever. Easier for me at this point to just like breastfeed her, because I can just take it out wherever. The only honestly inconvenience I could think about with breastfeeding is probably the fact that when you're out like shopping, for instance, we've been Christmas shopping a lot, and when you're out in public and if your baby wakes up and they're hungry, you don't really have anywhere to like feed them that is appropriate for the public, because a lot of times people don't like you breastfeeding like right in front of them. So if I'm like shopping in the mall, I need to find a bench that's almost like in the corner, and also just for me, because I'm not really like, I don't want everyone staring at me like if I accidentally flash someone. If I go in the bathroom or I'm on a bench and I have a blanket covering me, that I can honestly say is the only like inconvenience with breastfeeding. I know a lot of people say it's super time consuming, which it can be, because you never know how long they're gonna need to eat for. Camera's about to die. Like I was saying, I've had a lot of people ask me on the comparisons of my first versus her, and like I said, the only thing I could really think of is the sleeping thing. I'm filming. The other thing with my firstborn versus her is that this baby has so much more hair. She had some hair when she was born, and then all of hers fell out. So she has obviously like a full head and none of it's fallen out so far. And then she actually cries a lot more than my first did. I don't know if it's because she's like gassy or something, but she definitely cries more. She also cries a lot in the car, which can be stressful at times because our family lives like an hour away. So when we drive there, she's crying in the car for like 20 minutes sometimes, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But besides that, they're pretty much the same. I mean, she's also bigger than her because she was, like I said, born at 7 pounds and my first was born at 5. So they're a few pounds different when they were born. I don't know if a lot of people know this. I've definitely talked about it before. With my first, I had a placenta abruption. So what that means is basically a little piece of my placenta fell off, so then she wasn't getting as much nutrients as she would if it didn't fall off. So that's why she was smaller than this baby. But if it didn't happen, my first probably would have been like 6-7 pounds. I was so scared when I was pregnant that my toddler wasn't gonna like her because she doesn't really like sharing, and I've seen her with other kids and like gets jealous over certain things. So I was nervous that it wasn't gonna be super good and she wasn't gonna like her. But we were really getting her into baby dolls while I was pregnant and a little bit before that, so she obviously knew like what a baby was, and she's seen videos of babies and like, oh my gosh, so cute, whatever. And so after she's like playing with dolls a lot, super into the idea that I was having a baby, and she knew that there was a baby in my stomach. Thank God that she has been so good with her because, like I said, I was super scared. She has not at all had any tantrums or like whatever since she's been born, really. Over her, I mean like jealousy, and I know there are sometimes that kids don't like their sibling, they can hit them or whatever. So I'm so happy that didn't happen. Basically, everything has been super well with the newborn, and we've adjusted pretty good. I would definitely say going from 0 to 1 kid is 100% harder than going from 1 to 2 on my personal experience. Obviously, when you have your first kid, it's like, oh my gosh, you didn't realize how much things would change after you have one. And now, since I had another one, it's just like, it's the same thing. Like, I've already experienced the first changes, and now we're just adding another human. The only thing I could think of that is a little bit harder is leaving the actual house because I have to feed her, change her before I put her in the car seat, and obviously you have to get another person ready too. And then the only other thing I can think of is going shopping, because shopping with a toddler was insane. Shopping with a toddler newborn is even more hectic. Besides that, everything's been great. Now for my recovery and how postpartum has been for me, it's been super good. I definitely haven't had any like sadness or anger or anything like that. I wouldn't even say I really had the baby blues with this baby. There was like I think the day after I had her, I cried one time because I was sad. Obviously, when you get home and you already have a child and you see how big they are compared to newborn, it's so sad because I didn't even think that my toddler was so big. She's almost 3. And then I'm like, when did you get huge? So I was crying, I was sad. With my first, I was really sad for a long time because if you follow me, you know my story and everything, it was not the best experience for me, but thankfully I'm having a completely different experience this time. With my body changes during my pregnancy, I don't really get stretch marks so much. With my first, I got them on my inner thighs, and I would say I probably got like a few more. I honestly couldn't really tell because I already had some. And then I get some on my lower back, basically like where the top of your underwear line is. So I only have a few. I also got some on my chest with my first, but I didn't get any with this baby. I don't get any on my stomach or like my sides or anything like that. So I do have a few, and you can only really see them obviously if I'm like naked. I could see them, or when I wear shorts in the summertime you could see my thigh ones. Like going back to my pre-pregnancy weight, so I'm pretty sure with her I gained 35 pounds if I remember correctly. With my first I gained like 50, so it was like 15 pounds different. Obviously right after you have a baby, it's their weight, the placenta, all the fluids, everything like that. I was also way swollen with her than my first. My face, oh my god, I literally hate looking at pictures of me pregnant because my face looks so swollen. My feet were swollen and my hands. I got a scale like a week after I had her, and I already had lost like 25 pounds. So I'm almost, so I would say I'm almost to my pre-pregnancy weight. I can fit in my jeans. I've been able to fit my jeans for like a week or two. I don't remember last time I tried them on actually. It was like 2 weeks ago. Obviously fit in like my shirts and whatever. So fortunately I'm able to like bounce back, I guess you would say. I don't even like saying that, but I think it's also something to do with like genetics, so I've heard. I'm gonna show you guys my stomach actually, just because it obviously doesn't look exactly how it did before. Like it's not like super tightened and stuff, but I will show you guys. Just standing up and then with my shirt lifted, and then from the side, lines right here are from my pants band. My belly button is not back to normal yet. It went back in because, oh my gosh, it was so out, like literally so out, but it went back in like 2 weeks ago. Still looks kind of weird. And then right here is where my belly button, oh, these lines on my stomach are from my pants actually. I don't even know if you guys can see, but this is where I have my belly button ring. I'm not sure why it looks like that right now. My mom said that it should go back to normal soon, I guess. But I took out my belly button ring when I was like 5 months pregnant, I think. And I only had it for a year before that. So, I don't know. The line on my stomach, that's what we're working with right now. Yeah, that was basically all of my postpartum updates. And I'm so happy that this... What? Okay, I'm gonna get you food in 1 second. And I am so happy that I've had a good postpartum experience and that the baby has been great. I hope you guys are all having an amazing day and have a very good Christmas if you guys are not watching this video after Christmas. And I'll see you guys in the next video.